My name is Colleen Cameron, and I'm the chair of the Antigonish Affordable Housing Society. So my question is directed around housing. So the Canadian Mortgage and Housing Corporation recommends that no more than 30% of gross income be spent on shelter, including utilities. So the current minimum wage for an experienced worker is $10.30 an hour. Assuming an individual works for 40 hours a week, 52 hours a year, that means their income would be $21,424 per annum, or $1,785.33 per month. So with this monthly gross income, the maximum monthly shelter and utilities recommended by the CMHC for an individual earning $1,800 a month gross is $540. According to a survey by the Antigonish Affordable Housing Society, in the fall of 2012, the average market rent for a one-bedroom apartment was $600. This means that there is a gap between the housing that working people can afford and what is available. So my question is, what would your party do to address this issue? Thank you.
The NDP government this year introduced the first ever housing strategy for the province of Nova Scotia. And it's a comprehensive strategy that's been based on a considerable amount of community consultation. People want housing affordability. And when these consultations were being held, people said, one of the things we need to do is to enable people who are renting facilities to get into home ownership. And that's, so these are the kinds of things that need to be looked at. We're talking about things like perhaps allowing people who need a down payment. They can afford to pay the mortgage, but they don't have the money to get the down payment. Coming up with programs that would allow them, for instance, to borrow those monies on a way of getting them into the sort of first step financing for their home. So this down payment assistance is something that was asked for and we're looking at. We need to allow people to have the dignity of being able to have home ownership. And so we're looking at things like lease-to-own options, where a house would be, part of the money that they're paying in rent would go towards the purchase and building up an equity in the house. Those are the kinds of things that we're looking forward to achieving in this new strategy that has just been unfolding. I'm very proud to be part of a government that finally brought forth a housing program with a real plan to deal with these issues. We can't do that by cutting resources from our programs. The idea of cutting resources 1% or whatever kind of reduction is not going to allow us to move forward with these kinds of programs. We have to maintain these programs and enhance them.
One of the challenges that we face living in a community like Antigonish is the fact that we are a university town. And when we think of that, there's a lot of benefits that go towards that, but one of the disadvantages, I guess you would say, would be the price of housing. Now, with the price of housing within the immediate town vicinity, it's preclusive. Like I said, but the average monthly rent of $600 per month, that rivals some of the cities in the area. So we face a special problem with our university in the community and the associated rental properties and things of that nature that are there. So we have to be able to make sure that we address some of the other issues that goes along with the housing, such as the transportation to areas where there is more affordable housing. It was really nice to hear that there's been a purchase of land for affordable housing and the subsequent business plan and feasibility to go along with that. And hopefully we'll see similar projects go forward in the future. There are plans out there, there are models out there that will be successful, and there's no reason why Antigonish can't be one of those models.
Thank you for the question. You included some very eye-opening statistics, data points in your intro, but one piece that you didn't highlight was that as of March 2013, there were over 1,700 families and 2,500 seniors across Nova Scotia that were waiting to get into affordable housing. It's clearly a problem. The Liberals have been calling on our current government to invest in a deferred federal contribution from the Social Housing Transfer Program. This program is a joint program negotiated with the federal government, and we're leaving on the table up to $58 million that could be invested in affordable housing A Liberal government is committed to tapping into this program to leverage and return back into and invest into our affordable housing programs. In addition, the Liberal government is looking to ensure that there's accountability in the board for the Nova Scotia Housing Development Corporation, Housing Nova Scotia. Currently, it seems that the decisions being made there are being made by the CEO executive and the chair of the corporation, who is effectively the minister. We believe that housing decisions ought to be made in partnership with the community, the developers, and the government. And it should not be left simply to a few administrators. It really, really needs, if we're going to make good, solid, effective, policy-based decisions, the community, especially in this field, needs to be consulted as well. Thank you.